This is an emergency landing breaking news. Brought to you by Flat Earth, Banjo, USA, Japan, and Brazil. A Singapore Airlines flight from Copenhagen to Singapore was diverted to Moscow after a medical emergency involving a flight attendant took place. A Singapore Airlines flight from Copenhagen to Singapore was diverted to Moscow due to a medical emergency involving a cabin crew member, SQ351, which departed on Saturday, July 3 at 7:41 p.m. Singapore time, landed at Domodedovo Airport in Moscow around 3 hours later, reported Russian media Interfax. In response to queries from the Straits Times, and CIA spokesman confirmed the medical emergency involving a member of the cabin crew. One must consider that the Earth, according to globe Earth beliefs, at any given time, is flying through space in 4 different directions. If that was really the case, it would be impossible for any airplane to fly on the surface of the Earth. None of these 4 simultaneous movements have ever been proven by any optical experiment. The concept of a spinning ball Earth is a philosophical approach, rather than a scientific and empirical one. The only evidence globe Earth believers offer as proof of a spinning ball Earth is the rotation of the stars. They see the stars rotating above us, and they think that it is the Earth that is rotating. I must emphasize that this is the only single evidence globe believers offer that supports the whole Freemasonic spinning ball Earth model. Contradicting the cultures of every known civilization, defenders of the spinning ball Earth model offer as proof for their Freemasonic model the rotation of the stars above. You can hear one of their proponents here proclaiming his act of faith.
Right, based on my observation of the way the stars are moving when I'm traveling throughout the world, I have the hypothesis that we are on a rotating sphere.
To make things even worse, the defenders of the spinning ball Earth claim Earth has a curvature of 8 inches per mile squared. They draw lines on a spinning ball claiming to be flight routes when in fact, if Earth were truly a ball, the flight routes would be quite different, as we will see here. Here we see the flight route from Copenhagen to Singapore, as if Earth were truly a spinning ball. Remember that you have to consider Earth spinning on its axis at 1,000 miles per hour, going around the Sun at 65,000 miles per hour, chasing the Sun at 500,000 miles per hour, as the whole Milky Way galaxy travels at 14 million miles per hour. Here we see the flight route from above. You can see that this flight route flies almost 500 miles south of Moscow. This is considering Earth to be a spinning ball with a curvature of 8 inches per mile squared. Remember that there is no real evidence of a spinning globe other than observing the stars above. And neither exists evidence for curvature. Spinning ball Earth believers will claim that Google Maps, which is worth $11 billion, and employ the best mathematicians in the world, can do the math. They will claim this is not the correct flight route. But in fact, Google Maps truly consider Earth to be a ball and draws the flight route according to the dimensions considered to be the size of the Earth. We're now going to look at this flight route and subtract 2 things: curvature, which is nowhere to be found in real life, and Earth spin, which, according to the ball Earth priest we just heard, is based on the observation of the stars above and not on real, scientific and observable evidence.
Right, based on my observation of the way the stars are moving when I'm traveling throughout the world, I have the hypothesis that we are on a rotating sphere.
This is a playback of the flight route according to the website Flight Radar 24. Observe what a weird flight route this one is. This is a normal flight among the dozens that take place every month. Observe the shape, which resembles a number 3. Now, remember to subtract curvature, which is nowhere to be found on Earth. Our next step is to draw this flight route on the Gleason's flat Earth map. Let the flight route speak for itself, and you will see that, as always, emergency landings make more sense on the flat Earth map. And here we have it. Moscow is situated directly on the route between Copenhagen and Singapore. The Gleason's flat Earth map demonstrates that the flight route and emergency landing make more sense on the flat Earth map. Remember what was said in the beginning. Spinning ball Earth believers will claim that the flight route is similar on the globe. But they miserably fail to prove the most important things: the curvature of the Earth, which is nowhere to be found, and the spin of the Earth which has never been detected. In fact, several experiments have been made by top scientists in the late 1800s, and all of them proved Earth to be stationary. Here are some of the experiments that you can research for yourself. This is Albert Mike Kelson. His experiment proved Earth to be stationary. Other experiments that proved Earth to be motionless are listed below. These experiments proved that the stars are the ones in motion, while Earth rests motionless, and not the other way around. Therefore, when globe Earth defenders attack the flat Earth map, saying this flight route can be explained on a ball Earth, there lays the question: in which of these four models do pilots plan their flights?
But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good way. It's like pear-shaped.
Yeah.
Now, we've established that the Earth isn't flat, but it's not exactly round either, and nor is it a perfect sphere. In fact, we've been able to get a better idea of the Earth's true shape over time, and it turns out that it's bumpy and lumpy and rather oddly shaped, and there's this uneven distribution of mass on our planet.
Well, the Earth is not a perfect sphere. It's the fact that the Earth is squashed. The Earth is actually a little bit shorter in the pole-to-pole direction than it is if you took the diameter across the equator. It's squashed in this direction. This actually gives us what's called a semi-major and a semi-minor axis.
Is a sphere. So people have known that the Earth is spherical for thousands of years. We really need to put this question to bed because we've known the Earth is a sphere for a long time.
So, which one of these four models do pilots plan their flights on? Which one of these models is shooting through the universe in four different directions simultaneously? The answer is quite clear. Earth is flat and stationary. This is the reason why all experiments performed in the past failed to detect any motion of the Earth. This is the reason why curvature cannot be found. This is the reason why globe defenders adopted a philosophical approach concerning the spin of the ball Earth. All their theories and explanations rest on a philosophical approach rather than a scientific one. Earth is flat and stationary as we can observe. This emergency landing proved once more that the Gleason's flat Earth map is the correct map of the world and that the Earth is not a spinning ball in space. This has been a Flat Earth, Banjo, USA, Japan and Brazil presentation. Remember, no spin and no curvature means no spinning ball Earth.